This is not how anyone thinks their marriage is going to end. This is Josh and Amber Hilberling, and they were newlyweds. Their relationship progressed pretty quickly. They got married just a few months after meeting, and soon after that, Amber became pregnant. They were also living in Tulsa, Oklahoma at the time, but because Josh was in the Air Force, they had to move to Alaska where he was based. At some point in 2011, Josh started calling his family, usually in tears, saying that Amber was constantly abusing him. In May of 2011, Josh called his parents and the police, saying that Amber had hit him over the head with a floor lamp. This resulted in him needing to get several stitches and staples in his head. Another time, Amber was said to have even pushed him down the stairs. Initially, he did file a protective order against Amber after the lamp incident, but then he ended up changing his mind. His parents, though, constantly begged him to leave Amber because they were worried that she would try to unalive him. In May of 2011, Josh was honorably discharged from the Air Force, and so they moved from Alaska back to Oklahoma. They moved into this condo here on the 25th floor, and it was owned by Amber's parents. On June 7, 2011, Josh called his father and said that he was going to leave Amber because she would not stop abusing prescription medication while she was pregnant. Josh had packed his duffel bag and had called a friend to come pick him up, and when he told Amber that he was leaving her, she was said to have gotten so mad that she threw a laundry basket at a window, which ended up causing it to crack. Amber then calls a repairman to come change the window, and so when the guy gets there, he's going up to their floor, he's walking down the hallway, and all he hears is loud arguing followed by screaming and a crash. When the repairman enters the apartment, he sees Amber standing next to the window in the living room with glass shattered everywhere and the window completely gone. Amber turns to him and all she says is, "My husband fell out of the window, I pushed him, I think he's unalive." Josh fell 17 floors down to the 8th floor parking ramp, which you can see here in this photo. Neighbors were completely frantic about what they had just seen and called 911. Sadly, Josh did not survive. Amber was quickly taken into custody, where she was met with her grandmother Gloria while they waited in the interview room. Her grandmother told her not to say a thing until their lawyer got there, but Amber didn't listen and basically just confessed the entire thing. She was charged with second-degree murder, and the baby was born 2 months after that and given to the custody of her parents. She was also offered a 5-year plea deal, but she declined and wanted to go to trial, claiming self-defense. She claimed that she pushed Josh out of the window in self-defense because he was abusive towards her. The defense argued that there's no way she could have done that because she was only 5 foot and Josh was 6'4", and she was also 7 months pregnant. A neighbor testified that they heard running followed by a loud thump and crash. So it's believed that Amber ran from one end of the apartment to the other, pushed Josh through the window while he was facing it. The jury agreed and she was sentenced to 25 years in prison. And in October of 2016, Amber was found unalive in her cell.
Did this pregnant woman push her husband out the window on purpose? Amber Whitlock met Josh Hilberling when they were in high school, and they got married less than a year into dating. Josh joined the military but was discharged shortly after due to his use of substances. It was at this time that the couple moved in with Amber's mom, so this relationship was not healthy, and we're not even to the death part. They would bicker a lot, but despite this, Amber became pregnant. I think to kind of get away from their arguing, Amber's mom got them a 25th floor apartment in Tulsa. Without anyone there to break up the fight, the fighting and substance abuse just got worse. On one occasion, Josh tried to pop Amber's implant, and he later had to get a restraining order against her after she threw a lampshade at his head and sent him to the hospital to get several stitches. Despite this, he moved back in with her, and in just a few months, he would lose his life. The morning of June 7, 2011, Josh called his dad to say that he was leaving Amber for good. But this would never happen because the next time Josh's dad heard about his son, it was when he was informed of his passing. Josh had fallen from the couple's 25th story window. Falling from that high, Josh's injuries were extremely severe, and I honestly feel bad for anyone who had to see that gruesome scene. When the ambulance arrived, Amber was hysterical and threw up at the scene. She was taken to the police station where she did not believe she was being looked at as a suspect. Amber basically told on herself, but before I get into it, follow my account if you like true crime. And in a taped conversation, she told her grandmother that she had pushed Josh out the window.
I'm not even going to be able to eat him in heaven anymore because he hates me. I killed him.
Stop talking.
What kind of person am I?
You're a loving person that has been abused by Josh just as well.
Am I a horrible person who could do that? Who could do that? Push my husband and make him fall off the window. I wish I could just go back and know that if I pushed him, it was gonna happen.
To her shock, she was arrested for his murder. Her lawyers tried to prevent this footage from being shown at the trial because Amber said she didn't know that she was being filmed despite being at a police station. So Amber said that this was self-defense because Josh was hurting her. She pushed him to get off of her, and then he stumbled over his feet and went out the window. It was also revealed that despite being so high up, the glass in the windows of his apartment complex was as thin as a picture frame. Like, how would somebody know that pushing someone against a window would make them go through, especially being that high up? Well, there was actually a maintenance man at their apartment complex because earlier in the day, Josh had thrown a laundry basket at Amber and it had cracked their bedroom window. So when she pushed him, in whatever circumstances, she did know that the windows were incredibly thin. Also, their downstairs neighbors said that they would regularly hear the couple fighting, but did not hear them fighting at the time of the fall. Instead, they heard the sound of running footsteps, glass breaking, and a single scream. The police's theory is that Amber pushed Josh on purpose after learning that he was leaving her while she was still pregnant. And a packed duffel bag was found at the scene with Josh's stuff inside, indicating that he had planned to follow through. Amber maintained that while she did push Josh, she didn't mean for it to be that serious. She was offered a plea deal of 5 years, but she rejected, and to her shock, she was sentenced to 25 years behind bars. Amber was booked into prison, and in 2016, she was found hanging in her cell, and it appeared that she had decided to end her life. Amber and Josh's baby now lives with Josh's parents. And after hearing the news, Josh's brother took to Facebook to post this. That Sylvia is not me, by the way. As usual, I would love to hear your thoughts on this case and whether or not you think Amber actually did intend to end her husband's life. Josh's family has sued the apartment complex for having faulty windows, but we don't know the outcome of that. Comment your opinion below and follow my account if you like true crime.